This world, man. Before I go, I gotta tell you about the world that I see. And it's sad sometimes. You ever realize that we live in a world where good men are murdered and mediocre hacks thrive? You ever notice that? John Kennedy murdered. Gandhi murdered. Martin Luther King murdered. Jesus murdered. Reagan wounded. Cancer 8 times. Now that fucker still walks, doesn't he? That guy is Jason, man. You could take off that hockey mask just once, you're gonna find, well, I'm back. People love him. Love him. Every fact points that he's a liar, corporate puppet, devil, cock-sucking fascist. Every fact points to that. Not one fact to the opposite. But what happens? We love you, Ronnie. 4 more years. 4 more years. Let's put him on Mount Rushmore. Let's put him under Mount Rushmore. They love him. How far up your ass does this guy's dick have to be before you realize he's fucking you, man? People are just, I like him. I don't know what it is. He looks good on TV. He brought back patriotism. God damn it, he's a good American. Hold it, something's slapping my ass. Oh my God, he's fucking us! Well, Nancy and I feel that. Man, you might know, as John Wayne once told me, that. Man, you might remember, as Jimmy Stewart. Well, shut the fuck up. You answer a question like a man, you fucking lying B-actor dickweed, Mr. President, sir. In all due respect. Now we got his little incubus underling, Georgie Bush, in there. Boy, when they said anybody in America could grow up to be president, I didn't know what the fuck that meant until this year. Anybody. A body of water. A dead body. Who does Shell want in there? Who does Diet Coke want as president? That's what it is. Fuck. And Danny Quayle. You don't see much of Danny Quayle, do you, boy? They got that little bootlicker under wraps. There's been more sightings of Elvis. Man, they got that little Nazi in a hamper somewhere. You won, Dan. Now stay in the fucking box. I want to come out and buy missiles. Stay in the box. We're stretching public belief factor real thin with you, dude. But hey, Three's Company was on the air 10 years. We'll make it work. They will make it work, too. You're already reacting like that, aren't you? You're already doing it. I can see it. You're already going, you know that Danny Quayle? God damn it, he's all right. So what if he's a military hawk who avoided service? You know, he looks just like Robert Redford. Remember that bullshit? Robert Redford look-alike. Yeah, well, Robert Redford doesn't look like a hairless pink ferret, so... Little fucking Nazi. Thank you. I'm sick of this shit, man. It's ridiculous. Our emotions are running wild and our mind is stopped, man. The flag burning thing. Oh, God, did that bring up some fucking retarded emotions? The flag! They didn't say that. They said if a guy burns a flag, he perhaps doesn't need to go to jail for a fucking year. Pretty harsh on their part, isn't it? People going, hey, buddy, let me tell you something. My daddy died for that flag. Really? I bought mine. Yeah, they sell them at Kmart and shit. Yeah, $3. He died in the Korean War for that flag. What a coincidence. Mine was made in Korea. Didn't die for a fucking flag. It's a piece of cloth. He died for what the flag represents, which is the freedom to burn the fucking flag. And as my friend Jimmy Pineapple would say, case fucking closed. If you don't want to burn a flag, then I'd recommend you don't burn it. I love y'all and you feel that. Do we? I feel like we're being lectured by some kind of pale demon. Well, that too. How many of y'all think I could be the Antichrist at this point in the show? That's not enough. I'm not the Antichrist. It's 2 6s and a 9, y'all. I'm bluffing. But I know who the Antichrist is. And yes, he's here on Earth. A lot of people thought Khomeini. It's a good choice. A lot of people thought Gaddafi. Nostradamus, the purple turban reference. They fucking have any clue what that is. I don't even know what that is. I bought that Segway. Dick Clark. Ludicrous, isn't it? Dick Clark, the Antichrist. Now, wait a minute, though. But hear me out. Who's been on TV as long as you can recall? Dick Clark. Who has not aged one fucking day? Dick Clark. Who brings us Tiffany? Well, Debbie Gibson. Rick Astley. Dick Clark. That is not Dick Clark, y'all. That is a Dick Clark rubber mask with the zipper in the back. And when he gets off that TV show year after year, week after week, bringing us these hack, mediocre piece of shit acts, he walks into his office and he unzips that zipper, and underneath there's a cloven-hooved, horned Wolverine. There's a knock at the door. Housekeeping? Not this time, kids. The door opens and John Davidson walks in. John Davidson drops his pants in his bikini panties and leans his taut, tan little Hollywood ass over a desk. Anyone not know where this one's headed? The Wolverine puts on some mood music. Lady, you're my knight in shining armor. Obligingly, Mr. Davidson parts his buttocks to reveal a pink, jasmine-scented anus, which pooches open in anticipation. And I love you. A butterfly flies out and circles the Wolverine's head. Lady. The Wolverine mounts him. Stop me if you've heard this. He explodes a cloud of silverfish, followed by a black, blood-gorged tick which crawls out of the scaly penis of the Wolverine into the bowels of John Davidson. John Davidson is now pregnant, good night folks, with the children. Hey, if I'm not gonna leave, y'all have to. I'm like a reverse maitre d'. Good night, folks. Streets right outside. John Davidson is now pregnant with the children of the Prince of Darkness. That's how it works. In the off-season, he becomes swollen and fat. So fat and swollen in fact that his dimples fill. 6 months, 6 days, and 6 hours later, his bile breaks, and he shits the brood. Rivera. Don't you see? You're a great crowd. Before I go, even though this is a world where good men are murdered, men who try and help are murdered and cut down in their prime of their youth, and hacks and mediocres and fascists run everything else, I'm going to share with you a vision that I had, because I love you, and you feel it. You know all that money we spend on nuclear weapons and defense every year, trillions of dollars, correct? Instead, just play with this. If we spent that money feeding and clothing the poor of the world, and it would pay for it many times over, not one human being excluded, we could, as one race, explore outer space together in peace forever.
Comedy show. Satanic and offensive. Editor. My husband and I went to Bill Hicks's performance expecting comedy. What we got was far from comedy. In 2 hours, we were quote-unquote entertained by this comedian who delighted us in his opinion on how smoking is great and non-smokers are expletive. Drinking and drugs are lots of fun and all fine and dandy. The audience was flipped off by this comedian. This is comedy? Then it got worse. We were giving one comedian his enactment of 2 young girls performing oral sex on each other. We were shown how former President Reagan screwed us. Another vulgar sex imitation. We were shown how a rock star should rape a young girl and how it would hurt her so badly she would yell for her mama. This is comedy? Look, the comedian told us how he doesn't like porno unless they show. No, I don't even think the newspaper could print that one. Toward the end of the show, the comedian stated he wanted us to think he was the Antichrist. My point is, we did not know Comedy Works dished out 2 hours of vulgarity. The language alone was enough to make one ill. I would like to inform anyone thinking of going to Bill Hicks' performance that it is anything but comedy.